This is Sean from Be Your Own Nerd. If you're a Windows 10 or a Windows 11 user, I'm going to show you a real easy way to stop Microsoft from spying on you. And what I mean by spying on you is they're not spying on your keystrokes or anything like that. But what they are doing is they're recording the ways that you use Windows, the ways you interact with certain applications. Maybe sometimes they're recording your location, etc. So once again, they're not spying on your passwords or your web history or anything in that regard, but they are spying on the way that you use Windows or Microsoft Office. And I'm going to show you a real quick, easy, and free way to turn that off. The name of the software is Shutup 10++, and it's made by O&O Software. And to get the software, you're going to load up your web browser, and you're going to go to oo-software.com. And once you're on the main page, you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and you're going to see the software right here. You're going to left click, and this is going to give you a brief description. It's totally free of charge for private users, company, and educational institutions. It supports all versions of Windows 11 and Windows 10, and it's available in a bunch of different languages. And this is totally safe to use. I've been using it for about 4 years now, and I've never had an issue with it. So you're going to hit the download button. It's going to automatically download the software. You can see here, and the software is just an executable. You can put it on your desktop. You can leave it in your downloads folder. For the purpose of this demo, I'm just going to open it directly from my downloads folder. So I'm going to open the file. You're going to answer yes to this prompt because this is a verified file. And as you can see here, here's the software. Now over here on the right side is what they recommend, what's limited, and what they don't recommend. But the best way to do it, because there's a lot of different options here and you don't want to really mess anything up. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Actions, left click on Apply Only Recommended Settings. And it's going to ask you, do you want to create a system restore point? You always want to answer yes to this question because if something happens, and I haven't seen anything happen, but if it does happen to your system, you can get back to the way your system was before you ran this software. So always answer yes to this question. It's going to create a system restore point. And this may take a minute or two depending on how fast your system is. And right here it's going to tell me 105 settings have been successfully set. These are 105 recommended settings by the makers of this software. And we're going to go through some of them. So you can see here it's going to disable advertising ID. It's going to disable suggestions in the start menu. There's also other things here. It's going to disable storage of the clipboard history, so your clipboard history is no longer stored. It's going to disable Windows tracking of app starts. Every time an app starts, it's going to disable the tracking of that. It's going to disable access to diagnostics information, so that way Microsoft is not getting any diagnostics from your Windows system. You can also do other things too. You can disable, access to the camera, disable access to the microphone. Let's say you have a camera or a microphone and you don't want it ever to have access to the internet. You can go ahead and just toggle this by clicking this here. And you can see here, you can go through all of these. And if you click on one of these and you have a question, you just see the question mark, how my mouse pointer is turned into a question mark. Just go ahead and tap it. And each option is going to give you a really detailed description of what it's going to change and what it does. One option that I like to always turn off, I don't use OneDrive. If you use OneDrive, don't worry about this. But if you don't use OneDrive, you're going to want to turn it off. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do that here. So what I do also is I disable ads in Windows Explorer OneDrive. I like to turn that on. I also like to disable these because I don't like to have these things in my taskbar. So I also disable the people icon, the Meet Now icon. I don't need news and interests, and I don't like widgets in my Windows Explorer. So these are just personal preferences. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can just tap on any of these. It's going to give you a description. But what you want to do is to disable OneDrive is you're going to click on Local Machine. And once you click on Local Machine, since we're already at the bottom, we're going to scroll up a little bit. And you can see right here, we're going to disable OneDrive access to network before login. And we're going to disable Microsoft OneDrive. And then that's about it. That's about all I usually do on my systems. And once that's done, all you have to do is you're just going to hit X. It's going to thank you for using the software. Go ahead and hit OK. And then it's going to prompt you to restart. Go ahead and restart. And then everything that you set to have on and off is configured correctly. And Microsoft is no longer spying on you. One thing to keep in mind is every few weeks or every month after new Windows updates are installed on your system, what you want to do is you want to rerun the software and see if any changes have been done to the settings. And it will immediately tell you, at the top of the screen, oh, these 2 settings were changed. Would you like to revert them back to the previous settings? Just go ahead and answer yes. And that's because when Windows updates itself, sometimes those settings get reset. So you want to always run this at least once a month just to make sure that Windows Updates is not resetting any of the settings that you have configured in ShutUp 10 Plus. Once again, you can get the software from oo-software.com, and it's called ShutUp 10 Plus Plus. And don't let the name deceive you. It works with Windows 11 as well, and it's totally free to use. Once again, this is Sean from Be Your Own Nerd. You can reach out to me on my website at BeYourOwnNerd.com. I also have a free weekly text newsletter that I send out every Tuesday morning. It's totally free. Thank you so much for watching, and have yourself a great tech day.